A horde of monstrous creatures, eyes glowing red with malice, descended upon a city, leaving destruction in their wake. Humanity huddled in their last fortresses, facing a monstrous threat. A chilling warning echoed through Fortress 54. Stay inside and avoid the 9 mysterious abysses that had appeared. A sprawling cityscape is seen from above, marked with ominous dark holes. Falling into one of these holes could lead to underground beast lairs. A chilling thought. Darkness consumes everything. The terrified girl, tears streaming down her bruised face, was cornered. A menacing voice boomed, insulting her and boasting that Brother Kai considered playing with her a privilege, despite her desperate attempts to escape. A group of arrogant nobles, led by a blonde guy, sneered at someone, boasting about their high status and implying that a lowborn should be grateful for their mere presence. The lowborn, a teal-haired individual, seemed to be taking it all in with a mocking, almost challenging smirk. He gestures in a subtly defiant way. The atmosphere crackles with tension. A terrified girl stood at the edge of a chasm, her clothes torn. A group of menacing men, led by a smirking blonde, approached her. He gave her a cruel ultimatum: submit or jump. The ground crumbled beneath her feet. A furious girl with scratches on her face fiercely accuses someone of being a lunatic who assaults classmates and silences witnesses. The purple-haired guy observes the scene with a dark and knowing smile, seeming to hold a secret. He says, "You know quite a bit, don't you?" While a blonde guy checks on a fallen redhead, the sharply dressed man gloated, confident Lin Ling would marry him since he'd imprisoned her brother. He then turned his attention to a terrified young woman, suggesting she comply with his demands to avoid a grim fate. She recoiled in horror as he chuckled menacingly. A wounded woman, her clothes torn, reaches out as someone approaches. A heel clicks on loose gravel, a cracking sound echoing in the air. Suddenly, a girl with long, light-colored hair looks up in alarm. The girl, seemingly unfazed, took a leap of faith into the dark abyss, leaving the stunned blonde guy behind. Rocks tumbled down after her, swallowed by the darkness. A clicking sound echoed from the depths, growing louder and more ominous. Darkness pulsed, ominous and unsettling. 2 men exchanged worried glances, one asking about a strange sound. Suddenly, a clawed hand gripped something tightly, a clicking noise echoing in the tense air. A monstrous, bone-faced beast appeared, looming over the characters. The blonde guy and the girl in the torn sailor uniform were shocked, recognizing it as a dangerous B-class beast and wondering how it got there. 2 other figures also reacted with fear and surprise to the sudden appearance of the powerful creature. Panic seized the group as they realized the monstrous creature before them was a B-class beast, powerful enough to kill even awakened individuals. A terrifying alien with glowing red eyes and sharp teeth appeared, prompting shouts to run. A shadowy figure swooped down, causing the ground to crack as the terrified girl pleaded not to be eaten. Suddenly, the guy holding her offered her up as a tastier alternative, shocking her even further. The silver-haired girl recoiled in fear as someone reached out. Suddenly, a monstrous figure with glowing red eyes and sharp teeth loomed, startling a nearby man. The man looked up in stunned confusion. The masked figure unleashed a furious punch, the force of the blow echoing with a thunderous boom! A figure in dark clothing unleashes a devastating blow, sending someone crashing to the ground. A monstrous figure appeared, causing panic and cries of, "Murder! Run!" 2 men fled in terror as another lay dead at the creature's feet. A young woman watched, seemingly frozen in fear. A terrified guy frantically calls for help, screaming about a monster. Panic erupts as people flee in terror, urging each other to run faster. A monstrous figure loomed, its red eye glowing menacingly. A man in the background ran for his life, phone clutched in his hand. Suddenly, another man was brutally slashed, blood spraying everywhere. The monstrous figure's attack left a horrifying aftermath. With a fierce yell and blood splattering, the gray-haired guy lunges forward, phone clutched in his hand. He's charging at something, face contorted in rage. He's moving fast, a blur of motion. Something big is about to go down. A monstrous figure, cracking and roaring, towers over a terrified schoolgirl. A monstrous figure, masked and with glowing red eyes, emerged from the darkness, its long tongue lolling out menacingly. A terrified schoolgirl cowered beneath a looming monstrous figure. Tears streamed down her face as she grimly thought that death by monster was preferable to some unnamed fate. Someone's hand nervously clutched at their collar. A massive clawed foot stomped down near a terrified girl. A huge, monstrous figure leaped into the air, fist raised menacingly. A figure plummets from the sky, leaving a trail of light. The girl in the torn uniform reacts with shock as the impact sends debris flying. A monstrous figure with glowing red eyes and sharp teeth landed heavily on a rooftop. The scene shifted to a man slamming his hand on a desk, enraged about his son's death at school and demanding answers about security. Two figures, a man and a woman, nervously reported to the principal that their underground monitors detected nothing unusual. They theorized that the bony-faced creature must have gotten in from outside. A furious man questioned the explanation given, incredulous that a creature from the abyss walls could have ambushed his son. He raged, dismissing the idea as absurd, arguing that those beasts were less intelligent than birds. Accusing the other person of avoiding responsibility, he swore vengeance, vowing whoever killed his son, human or monster, would pay. A furious man slams his hand on a desk, clearly enraged. Two figures, a woman with purple hair and a man, are seen kneeling on the floor looking apprehensive. The man orders them to hunt down a dangerous bone-faced beast, convinced it's trapped within the fortress. "Find it! Kill it!" The dark figure, with a chilling red mask, leaped across rooftops, a predator on the hunt. He propelled himself with unnatural speed, leaving trails in his wake. He landed on a cliff overlooking a bizarre landscape of carved faces, his movements swift and brutal. A sprawling city nestled beneath looming, skull-like cliffs. The scene shifts to a barren landscape where two monstrous creatures crouch before a silver-haired young man. Suddenly, a massive, blurred figure charges towards him, kicking up dust. A massive, weathered skull dominates the scene, its empty sockets seeming to stare. The view shifts dramatically, focusing on the back of a figure in what appears to be a red hood staring off into the distance. A hulking, monstrous figure covered in blood roared, announcing his return to what seemed like his master. A voice, seemingly communicating telepathically, warned the white-haired man, visible only by his face and neck, that he was being tracked and needed to return to the beast space. The man's expression shifted to one of concern, tinged with a hint of defiance. Lin Yuan seems deep in thought. Someone tells number 2 to get some rest. The white-haired guy, presumably number 2, summons shadowy, monstrous figures with a flick of his wrist. A shadowy figure lunges at someone named Wang Kai. The gray-haired dude, holding dark cards with a flaming symbol, looks up with a smug grin, declaring his revenge on Wang Kai for imprisoning him. A shadowy figure ominously hints that a monster, someone's killer, is now their pet. The scene shifts to a fiery, monster-ridden world where humans with special abilities struggle to survive. A silver-haired guy confidently reveals his secret weapon, a monster capture system, glowing cards swirling around him. Amidst a fiery backdrop, a figure walks confidently, declaring that monsters everyone else fears are his to capture. A giant, purple, monstrous hand manipulates a terrifying creature like a puppet, its glowing red eye hinting at its menacing nature. Terrified, the suited man pleaded with a monstrous figure to take him back to prison. The creature nodded in agreement, its glowing eyes fixed on a silver-haired individual standing confidently nearby. Soaring through the city, a figure carries a large, monstrous being. The silver-haired dude reflects that this B-class bone-faced beast is the strongest he's bagged yet, 3 in total. A serious-looking guy with silver hair thinks about how dangerous B-class bone-faced beasts are. He notes that even though they're strong, it's still not enough in this apocalyptic world. Suddenly, a dark, hulking monster charges, carrying the silver-haired guy on its back. The silver-haired guy smirked as a dark, swirling energy enveloped a small, mysterious object in his hand. He decided his main goal was to escape prison, legally, of course. He stood pensively, apparently already plotting his next move. Someone. in dark boots walked away, leaving something behind. "I'll leave the rest to you," a voice echoed. Inside a futuristic hallway, a white-haired figure strode confidently, a purple energy swirling around them. A sleek, dark object with a glowing symbol zoomed past, leaving a purple trail. A menacing, multi-eyed, horned alien descended, her sharp grin promising trouble. Her spider-like limbs crackled with an eerie energy. She moved with predatory grace, her glowing red eyes fixed on an unseen target.